Welcome to our Wildcard draft episode for Carmina during the international break.
We're no experts, but we love FPL just as much as anybody else, and we're here today to discuss my current team, top pick players, and having some tinker time to discuss my active wildcard.
If you enjoy our video today, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn those notifications on so that you can be alerted of our weekly content.
Talking points today, we're going to review my Gameweek 7 squad. We're going to look at some top pick players in defense, in the midfielders, and we're going to look at some forwards. And then we're going to have some tinker time and have a look and discuss some options for my wildcard. Let's have a look at my squad, yes.
What exactly are the problems you want to sort out?
Well, it's a bit tricky here. I had Sanchez in goal. I think my goalkeepers are pretty much okay. I'm looking at the forward here because I do have Ronaldo. We know that he was benched for that time last week. So I'm looking for Lukaku. There are some defensive changes that I need. I've got Digne in there. And I do have Trent and Alexander-Arnold still. So I might change that up. Yeah, Jota's had reduced minutes as well, so not looking likely to stay with Jota. So looking for some more midfield options because I'm not really too keen on my midfield. I need a playing bench as well. You know what it's like with all these injuries, right?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
It sounds like you really have to make some changes so far. So we're going to go through three players to consider in each infield position. So let's start off with Asp.
Yes.
So Asp has a total of 36 points and he's only 6 million. He's solid fixtures at the moment and has a minimum rotation risk. So out of all these defenders, I'd say he's a really good option. With Brentford coming up first, then Norwich and Newcastle.
Aspie's a good pick, I reckon, as well. The Chelsea fixtures do turn, which is why I need my United assets out as well. So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a change. Let's look at Livramento. Livramento is an absolute bargain. He started at 4 million at the start of the season. He's a nailed play. He's playing 90 minutes every game. Every single game he's played. We've seen last game week he actually had an assist, which is fantastic to see. So he can be quite attacking. He's only he's got 21 points, but he's only 4.2 million now. And I think he's just had another rise just this week. So pretty keen to see. He's got Leeds up next at home. And with Rafinha, with Rafinha away, he's on international duty, and I don't think they come back on time actually. So Leeds may not even have some of their normal attackers to play. That's going to be interesting.
He's looking like a great potential option for a cheap defender. So I really like that you've chosen him for your defenders. So it's really good to see that we can have some players like this coming up from the bottom and having some great points.
Absolutely. Cancelo is the other one. That's on my cards. Yeah, definitely worth looking at. We know Man City has some great fixtures at home and away as well. So upcoming fixtures are looking good. He is more attacking than Diaz, and now we know that with Pep rule, he really likes to change it up. At the moment, we're seeing Diaz is pretty much nailed. He has been playing 90 minutes, as well as obviously Edison's another defensive option. But yeah, Cancelo's a little bit more attacking, which is good to see. He has nabbed 44 points this whole season, and he's priced at 6.2 million. So he doesn't come cheap, but at the same time, those premium defenders, they come with a premium price tag. You know, there's a reason why they are quite popular.
Yeah, and he's definitely chosen by a lot of managers. So if you don't have him, you're risking quite a lot of good points.
Definitely. He's gone up as well. He's up to 6.3, I believe. Yeah, he's now at 6.3, which is pretty expensive as it is. Let's move on to the midfielders now. Who have we got here?
So we've got Son, total points of 42, and he's priced at 10 million. So he's a premium. In the last 3 games, he's played 90 minutes. In the last 2, 2 assists and 1 goal. So he's really got the points for the team. He's making all those opportunities, and with Newcastle coming up next, it's looking like he could be a good asset. However, their fixture does become a bit difficult after that.
Yeah, he has a couple of hard fixtures with West Ham and Man United. I think there's one more in there as well. But yeah, he's looking to be in form ever since he's back from a little bit of a niggle injury from that last international break. He's really come into his own, which is good to see.
Yeah, it's really great. I can't wait to see him play a bit more, and against the harder teams especially. I really reckon he'll be able to bring points in those games as well.
Absolutely.
So next up, we've got De Bruyne. He's got a total of 13 points at a price of 11.9. He's only played 3 games so far. He's returned and he's fit, and he's up for the next 13 fixtures. There's Burnley, Brighton, and Crystal Palace all looking really good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why everyone's jumping on the Man City assets. We just don't know exactly who's going to play in the midfield. We know De Bruyne. Pep really relies on De Bruyne for that creativity. So it's really important to know that he is one of the key assets in the Man City lineup. So it's great to have him back and fit, but at the same time, hopefully he performs. He is an expensive price tag at 11.9, isn't he?
Oh, sure is. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of players or managers bring him in for the upcoming weeks. He was just so good last year, so now that he's back and fit, it would be really good to see if he brought some points for the price tag that he's on.
Yes, exactly. It's all about if they're worth it, am I right?
That is right.
Let's move on to our next player. Very much a talk of the town lately is Mbeumo. And I know there's a lot of Twitter talk about how to actually say his name, so apologies already. But yeah, he's on. He's only 5.5 million in the midfield.
Wow.
Yeah, he's only 5.5. That's insanely cheap.
That is really good.
Yeah, it's a really cheap way to get into Brentford's attack. He's sitting at 27 points, so he has had a couple of returns.
Good.
Yeah, for 5.5.
So good for Brentford. Yeah.
Absolutely, and Brentford have had a pretty good start, and we know they're pretty solid in their defence, but also in their attack. They have been pretty good with their attack. Mbeumo provides some underlying stats that really show that he's up there with Tony, with their striker as well. So he's a really good pick, and I know that a lot of managers are looking to bring him in because of that price point. You can fit in some premium assets like we have in the midfield and in the defence. I mean, we're all over the place with some premiums, don't we? We're spoiled.
Yeah.
He's a very cheap price. Yeah.
Alongside with that fixture, and everyone knows how well Brentford have been playing. You know, it'd be hard to miss that opportunity to grab him as well.
Yeah, so. definitely a cheap enabler, and he's benchable too. I mean, at that price point, 5.5, if everyone else has a good fixture, you can still stick him on the bench, you know, for a 3-pointer, or he might get something, or you know, which is great to see. But their fixtures are looking okay; they're not too bad. So Brentford have Aston Villa up next, going to be away, and then they've got Leeds and Everton as well. So not too bad a fixture, nothing amazing, but at the same time, it's looking like they're a good team to be up against. They've got some attacking threat as well, which is great to see. Let's move on to the next slide, shall we? So we've got Tony here. We have spoken a little bit about Tony before, and he's priced at 10.4. So he is a little bit pricey.
Oh, he's getting up there for a forward. We're talking about all our forwards now, our 3 options. Yeah. Tony's been doing really well. A lot of people got rid of him after a first few game weeks, but he came across and made some solid shots and goals for the team. So everyone's trying to get him back in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Tony's a good pick. Like we said before, Brentford's fixtures aren't too bad, actually. And I must have to say, there is a bit of a mistake there. It's not 10.4 million. I'm sorry, my bad. That's actually, he's only sitting at 6.3 million. That makes it so much cheaper. Tony's sitting at...
a huge price,
I know, I was reading. I was like, whoa. 6.3 million, now it seems really cheap, doesn't it, Taylor? He's doing well at 6.3. Yeah, 6.3 million. And he is he's less than Jimenez. He's less than Antonio. So he is a good pick, and they've got some decent fixtures. He's sitting at 29 points already, and he's played 90 minutes every single game since game week 1. So he's definitely nailed. There's no option about that. And in the last 3, he's had 1 goal and 2 assists. So really, he's stepping into his form, even against tougher teams. I mean, last game he did really well as well. So they've got Aston Villa, Leeds, and Everton up next, so they should be pretty good fixtures, I think, for Tony and Mbeumo.
Last time I checked, those fixtures were as red. So, you know, Brentford are doing so well that their challenges are becoming, you know, level with them.
I don't think they're going to get relegated. No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, they're doing a great job coming into the Premier League. Absolutely. Let's have a look here. We've got Jimenez next. He's priced at 7.5, and I know that's definitely for sure because I looked at getting him in. Total points of 26, so he hasn't had a massive effect on his points, but we know that he had a bit of a dry spell, so finally he returned. The last couple of weeks he had returns. He scored a goal 2 weeks ago, and last game week he provided 2 assists to Huang, which is the other striker. The pair of them, I've heard, they want to be that creative outlet. So Jimenez has spoken to Huang and to press about pretty much being that creative outlet for Huang to finish the goals. So that's looking really, really good there. And I'm just going to double check Jimenez's fixtures there. But he is looking like a good pick. He's looking like a solid pick because we know that Wolves, in turn, they've been pretty good. They've been okay.
Yeah, and with Huang, it's going to be really good to see him. It must have been a tough choice for your forwards choice to pick Jimenez.
Definitely.
But yeah, everyone's really interested to see if Huang will get some more game time.
Absolutely. So I think Brentford is the one that I'm looking at. So Brentford's fixtures are one we need to look at. So I was just talking about how Jimenez has these 3 fixtures up, and it's Aston Villa, Leeds, and Everton as well, so that's looking okay. But I'm just looking here at Brentford's fixtures, because if we skip back over to Tony, and if we think about Mbeumo as well, they actually have Chelsea up next. So they've got Chelsea, which is going to be a tough fixture. After that they've got Leicester and Burnley as well. So looking to turn around. So Wolves' fixtures are the ones that are a bit okay. Let's move on to Lukaku, shall we?
Yeah, sure. So Lukaku has 29 points at the moment, at the price of 11.7. So Chelsea's fixtures are obviously great. They're doing well on the ladder, and he can bring a big hole in a game. So, you know, everyone who's got him really hope that he just brings in all those points. He's shown that he's really capable of finishing and, you know, just creating the opportunities for Chelsea. They've got Brentford up next, then Norwich and Newcastle. So it's really showing that they'll have a good run. Yeah,
Chelsea's got an amazing run of fixtures. I know lots of people were looking to switch out Ronaldo for Lukaku around this time. So it's going to be a bit of a decision, but I think Lukaku might just get it. He's a solid player, and he has a really high ceiling. He can score 2-3 goals easy. It's no problem for him. He's getting into some really good spaces to finish off those goals. And that price point at 11.7, I mean, that's expensive. You'd expect to captain people who are priced at that point. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. And when he's 29 points, the same as Tony, you know.
Yeah. You kind of look to see. Exactly. It makes you wonder. You don't know how they're going to end up. But, I mean, we'll see. That's the game of it, isn't it?
It sure is.
Yeah. Let's move on. We're going to look at some Tinker Time now. So we're going to switch over, and let's have a look over at the team here. And let's just scroll down, because I did make some transfers earlier this week to avoid some price changes, which actually did work out well for me. We have 0.5 left in the bank. So at the moment, this is what it's looking like. I've got Rudiger in the back. That was from last week. With Chelsea's fixtures, we know that we've got a fair bit of green coming on in. They've got a quite good stretch there. So I'm looking at some clean sheets. I've got Raya and Foster in goals. So I did look at Foster because we know that now he's starting ahead of Bachmann. Even though Bachmann's fit, they do have a bit of a red run, if you can see that. So not looking the best there. Raya as well. Brentford's fixtures aren't too bad, so I'm looking to play Raya, and we know he is a good goalkeeper with a pretty solid defensive line in front of him. I am keeping Trent Alexander-Arnold. I did not want to sell him because I had him right from the beginning, so I wasn't pretty keen on selling him, but
it's really tough choice with Trent. Like, it's like so many people are like, oh, out, but it's like he's a brilliant player. When he comes back, you know,
you're gonna want him. You're gonna want him. I mean, that's exactly right. I might switch to a Chelsea defender. I know double ups on Chelsea and Man City are looking to be a bit of a trend, but I mean, Trent Alexander-Arnold, I don't know if I can let him go, and you know, who knows, he'll be back soon, and he's priced expensively, which is why it would be hard to just stick him into anything. You have to have enough money in the bank. I do have Cancelo and Diaz, so I have both Man City defenders. So pretty happy with that. Hopefully they bring some clean sheets, because 6.1 each, woof, that's pretty expensive, isn't it? Some premium defenders there. We've got Livramento as well. I did have Duffy. Now Duffy's Brighton fixtures weren't too bad, but I'm thinking Livramento, they've got some decent fixtures ahead of them, and he's going to be a long-term stick for me, I think, because he is priced at 4.2, and I'm sure he will rise once he gets a couple clean sheets and things in. So good to see there. Arsenal have been doing pretty well, and I think they do have a number of good fixtures up ahead, including Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. So I'm looking to keep Smith Rowe at that price point. I did look at Mbeumo, so I'm still on the fence with that. I don't know. Mbeumo's already had a price change, so looking to keep ESR until excuse me, oh my gosh, until I make my final decision. Brownhill as the cheapest of all the midfielders. I know he's not the greatest asset, as you can see, but he's nailed. He's a nailed 4.5. That's the cheapest you can get. So stick him in there, and 2-3 points off the bench would be great. Rafinha, I decided to keep. I know he will probably most likely be away game week 8 for the international duty. I think
the international break.
I think there are some more. There's some more Brazilian players that won't be back in time. So the likes of Edison, Allison, I think Firmino's going to be out as well. So number of them. Oh
God, not Allison. No.
It should be pretty solid. It is Liverpool after all, one of the best defensive sides. Speaking of Liverpool, look, we've got Salah. He's not going anywhere. He's definitely staying for the season for me. Now I've got Foden, and I don't know, I wasn't too sure what kind of Man City asset I was looking for, but Foden seems to be on the rise. A lot of people picking him up. He is starting to be more nailed now that he's fit. So, and he did score a goal last against Liverpool. That was a great game. Did you watch that game? Oh my goodness. Great game.
It was amazing.
Fantastic, I know. So I've got Foden in there. I stuck him in there, but it could change to maybe Grealish, depending on his performances. So we'll see. Antonio is a bit of a maybe. I know he's a good counter attacker. So I mean, but hopefully he pulls something.
Are getting a bit more difficult.
So we'll see how that goes. And I've got Lukaku and Hwang in there. So a couple of tricky ones, but I mean, hard. It's hard to fit him in. You can't have everyone. You just can't. And that's the hardest thing about FPL, right? Is you want so many different players, but you can't fit them in because it's impossible.
And then
it's
even
impossible.
the ones you get, then you're like, now I have to think of my formation.
Exactly. And now exactly. It's such a tricky game. I know, it is. But we see the template is starting to break because there are a number of different options from different teams. So that's good to see as well, because you'll start to see, the casual FPL players start to whizzle down a little bit, but then these guys, if you've really paid attention, then you'll see your rank kind of go up, despite our 2 red arrows we've got here.
Don't think about that.
I was looking to see what I wanted to do. Is I was thinking of Jimenez. I mean, I could drop Wang and go Jimenez instead of Antonio. And I mean, even then, I wouldn't even need to drop Wang. I'd probably just stick Jimenez in there. Or I was thinking Saka has been quite a good option. So if I fit in Saka here, I was looking at getting Saka. Where is it? if I had put Saka in there, I'm still 0.5 short, and I couldn't find anywhere to fit that the 0.5 from, because I already downgraded my keeper, so it's already 4 and a 4.5. I would have to downgrade. I wouldn't want to get rid of Rafinha anytime soon, or Foden. So it's very, very tricky to stick anything in there, because I do want to play with 3 or 4 in the midfield every week. But yeah, it's looking like I play 4 defenders in the back, so who knows? Who knows? I mean,
tough decisions to make very,
absolutely,
very soon.
absolutely. So, yeah, I'm looking to keep Huang, but the ones I'm a bit unsure of are these ones. I'll just put an X there so you can see it. So, Antonio, I'm still a bit unsure with. Smith Rowe, not so sure. I do want a Man City asset, but don't know if it's Foden for sure as well. So they're the main ones I kind of want to tinker around. I do want an attacker. I need a striker from Wolves, so it's either Jimenez or Huang that I would like to keep touch of. But yeah, there's still some money there. And I mean, if I have 0.5 in the bank, I mean, who knows? If someone bangs in the next week, I suppose I could still use that 0.5 to upgrade a little bit here and there, you know?
Yeah. There's still time.
Yeah, right. You're right.
So yeah, you don't have to make your decision right now. Just keep your eye open for the changes and see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So let's head on back to our screen here. We're going to talk about this last part, my last slide here. Yeah. So we want you guys to get in touch. We appreciate suggestions, and if you have any better suggestions, better players that you're thinking of might squeeze into this team, or even ones that you're thinking about for your Game Week 8 wildcard, and hopefully that will set you up until the end of the year, let us know. Get in touch.
Yeah, and make sure to join our league. So we actually have an FPL league. Anybody can come in at any time. If you think you can beat the number 1, there is cash prizes. So we've got the link in the description below. And so just join it up, join the community. And that would be really great of you.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some Twitter conversations. We've got some live streams that I'm joining and having a look at, and talking to people. So it's nice to be able to involve yourself with that. So get involved with our Instagram too. We do have stories up and about, some sessions in there. So yeah, get in touch.
Our results.
Yeah, and our results are obviously a good way to see how we're going on our journey as well, right?
Yeah, that's right. And our league updates, so you can see who's coming in first, and it's just really awesome fun to kind of get involved and get to know each other. And we'd love to hear from you if you have any questions. We also want to know what you're doing. We want to know if you've got those questions. We will answer them here on our videos, and yeah, so that will be great.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you're wildcarding or making any changes over the international break, we want to hear it. We want to hear who you're bringing in. So stay tuned, guys, for our Game Week 8 team selections before the deadline.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you then, guys. Bye.
Bye.